Hello everyone, my name is Bradley. I have a Brad Taste in Music, and I've been paid $400 to listen to a new album from an artist who I have no idea who the hell they are, but they seem to be quite popular looking at the numbers here. Apparently they are a folk artist. Sidonia says, I hope this is how you send in an album. It is! I want to send in Evening Machines by Gregory Isakov. It's quite a fantastic folk album with a good variety of songs that showcase the styles of his music very well, in my opinion. Hope you enjoy. Hope I enjoy too. It's 12 songs for 83 minutes. Yeah, a couple of huge hits here, and this came out 2018. So my biggest fear immediately, my biggest fear immediately is this being too polished and the emotion not striking as hard as it possibly can because everything is too overproduced. And I know I'm just jumping to that conclusion with no basis whatsoever, but even just, like, I feel like I've been doing this long enough to where, like, my gut tells me this is going to be overproduced. But, again, not at all trying to go in with prejudgments. Just, you know, mild, just exactly telling you exactly what's on my brain as it goes on. First song, Birth. Okay, very pretty. You know, it actually is very heavily produced, but it's very pretty. I feel like this final product right now is actually quite delicate, even though it is under a lot of layers. Whole is a good way to put it. It's striking a good chord. I kind of like it. Seasons wait with sleeping birds now flying south. Covered mouth, we watching on. Falling pines to shape the skyline. Take me there. This is actually quite gorgeous. I'm shocked at how satisfying this is. Yeah, the instrumentation is beautiful. Greeting all the masses from their teeming shores. She was born with open eyes. shit doesn't need the cheesy ass tambourine, though. Needs a little Wayne feature. Very thick but tasty sandwich. Birth, more like girth, because it's thick as fuck, boy. I don't know why I described it like that. I apologize. Strong shrug to a light smiley ball. I think it's overall a satisfying listen, but it's something that I do have minor gripes with. Again, that tambourine just totally turned it into this weird, cheesy folk song with just small little things like that kind of tell me a little bit of the direction that this thing was kind of pointing in. I feel like, that being said, though, the aesthetic is there. I don't really fully engulf in the lyrics. I don't feel like they really invoke anything crazy in me, but I feel like the sound itself is just filled out and quite positive. So, yeah, decent start. Dan Lewis. Hey, Lois. Lois.
Weightlessness, no gravity. Were we somewhere in between? I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, sand leaves.
Okay. Just go back to the beginning of the stream. That's where that happened. Much of a difference between this and the first song. Other eyes are shining like the sea for you, the queen of chandeliers. Yeah, this is extremely soft and very instrumentally smart, but I don't really like the writing on these, as it feels like it could really take this in a more ambitious direction, but instead kind of goes for just very easygoing postcard style writing that honestly doesn't have a whole ton of personality. There are keywords here that are sweet, but nothing that really strikes me as all that unique to this artist.
I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis.
Exactly, it's like some of the best cliche folk music I've heard.
All you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!
Cutting through the avenues, I'd always find my way to you. Beside the hook, the hammer lies.
Yeah, these lyrics are kind of...
Round in the smoke, spending time chasing ghosts. Hold me down, down, child. Hold me down, child. California, call you queen, with your golden hair and magazine.
Pretty sweet.
Were you somewhere in between? Fast asleep, flying dream. I'm a ghost to you.
Grimace smoking weed is in the queue.
A bird's eye view, San Luis. I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis.
Welcome back,
I'm a
Josh.
ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis. I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis.
This is very inoffensive stuff that I feel like you're able to play in a car with people, you know? That's what I feel like this sort of is music that is, like, again, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the folk music I love is not really something that's easily shared without, like, a very difficult discussion about it. This is the definition of taking that away. Like, I'm listening to a product that's designed for, like, you know, the most calm and thoughtless environment possible, which is fine. It's all right. It's a strong shrug to a light smiley ball, just like the other song. But I'm missing that extra oomph, you know? But that also comes at a price of sort of ruining the accessibility of all of this. Southern Star.
Oh, my drunken southern star, how you tried to hide in darkness, slip from orbit, now you're dangerously close. Oh, come out from all your hiding out. We'll dig in our heels, salute the battlefields where our broken hearts were born. Oh,
Okay, this is another very soft one.
and the storm clouds are thirsty, I can see him burst and watch him gather in the light. And the walls in the bedroom are pounding out. Were we broken open, baby, maybe just a crack?
Production on this one's a little rough. It's sort of a little too overblown, and the reverb can't really carry all of it. Even though this is probably what I was waiting for, is something a little bit more ambitious. Believe it or not, this still feels extremely safe.
So I heard you whisper that you preferred us like that. Oh.
Oh. How long is the queue? I have to probably close it soon. It's 2 hours long. I'll close it soon. I'm having fun. I don't want to stop though.
Still, we
been a good day.
To the sirens of the salty sea.
Looks like maybe like another half an hour worth of music. easily the most mediocre song here, a song that feels like it's trying to build up to some sort of amazing, fulfilling moment here and then just sort of fading out. I don't really feel like it actually succeeds all that well because I think the production's kind of cracky. Though there is a nice little solo in this moment where I feel like it does come together and it's a very sweet experience. I'm overall just sort of underwhelmed with this track overall. Still slightly in the positive, but more closely to right in the middle. It's like a 5 for me. Next song, Powder. Yo. I'm in love with the cocoa.
DJ Khaled, we the best! We know!
Were we the hammer? Were we the power?
It's a second reference to a hammer.
Were we the cold evening air? Were we the wild geese? Were we the tall trees? Were we the sun in the air? And the background noise
This might not count, but you still read it anyways. Thank you, I'm tired. I do indeed read Super Chats.
goes fading.
I didn't even have to fill out the 8K. Music requires complexity to be good, and folk has always been a genre where it's the lyrics that need to be complex, and the lyrics that made the songs are also made. I disagree. I don't think music requires complexity to be good at all. In fact, most, like a large portion of my favorite music, period, is just very simple. I actually think that making something amazing that is simple is so much harder than making something amazing that's complex, because it's so easy to want to overdo stuff. It's so easy to want to be overambitious, and then it's also really easy to make something super mediocre. When you actually do manage to hit that middle ground, that's when I think that's the most impressive. I don't want to hear something that's too overcomplex, and I don't want to hear something that's too simple. You have to combine the two. You have to make something that stands out, at least to your own, right? For example, so I'm gonna play this because I've been in love with some. Yeah, this. So I've been listening to this Warren Zevon album quite a bit, and this is, I would say, a super simple album, but has more personality than like 90% of pop albums that I've heard. Like the lyrics in this just stand out and pop out in such an amazing way. And I've been constantly listening to these two songs, Excitable Boy and Werewolves of London. I'm actually going to play Excitable Boy. This one's, I will say, it's a shocking song, but as you'll see, it's just simple but has personality. Savant. That boy doesn't look excited. I think he's supposed to look like, what, Dahmer?
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said. And he popped a pot roast all over his chest. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy. He took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark. Excitable boy, they all said. Bit the usherette's leg in the dark. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy.
Excitable boy. Excitable boy.
Took little Susie to the junior prom. Excitable boy, they all said.
Excitable boy.
And he raped her and killed her, then he took her home. Excitable boy, they all said.
Excitable boy.
Well, he's just an excitable boy.
Yeah.
After 10 long years, they let him out of the home. Excitable boy, they all said.
Excitable boy.
And he dug up her grave and built a cage with her bones. Excitable boy, they all said.
Excitable boy.
Well, he's just an excitable boy.
Excitable Boy is extremely simple, and I've listened to this song so many times. There's literally 4 2-line verses. It's so quick. Like, look at this. Just verse, excitable boy, they all said. Verse, excitable boy, they all said. And then there's, like, insane shit that happens, but it still follows the same formula, and it says a lot. Like, it's saying a lot with so little, and it's why it's become, like, slowly just, like, a song that I've been playing over and over and over again, because there's so much to pick out of it, because it's so hard to actually, like, cut down something to this simple and have it feel this impactful. Like, really. So I think this song is, like, a masterclass on that. It's one of those songs I was sent in a while ago, and I got shocked by it, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but I don't really see myself returning to it. But man, I've listened to this album so many times, and this is one of the most interesting songs of this whole project. So yeah, the song's insane, but again, simple melody, super catchy, very pretty. Doesn't need to be complicated. The writing isn't complicated either. It's fun, and it's goofy, but it's like the personality comes in what's being said, not just things being, strung together in an amazing way. So, yep, that's kind of the point I had to make. Was I on powder? I might have been on powder. What's my take on Werewolves in London? I think it's phenomenal. I think it's a 10 out of 10 song. It's become one of my favorite songs ever. So let me play my violin. Still kind of soft and sweet though. I don't hate it.
Like the rain in the dirty sun. Justified for fighting. Where we living in the lion's mouth.
Pause everything. I've been waiting for this file to process for so long, and it finally did. This is very important to me for a soundbite, so if you don't mind. Well, he's just an excitable boy. Hello? Is it not going to work? Oh, because I got to do this, of course. All right. That. Here.
The car's on fire. And
yeah, there it is. All right.
the car's on fire. And there's no driver at the wheel. And the sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides. And a dark wind blows. The government is corrupt. And we're on so many drugs with the radio on and the curtains drawn. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine. And the machine is bleeding to death.
Beautiful. And that's the soundbite. So there's tons of space. The suicide line, it's in music. It doesn't matter if it's in music. It's totally different when it's in music. It's like they have a whole thing where like excessive use of the F word isn't allowed unless it's in music, you know? So there's like exceptions to the rule. There we go. So now the button works.
The car's on fire. The car's on fire. And there's no driver at the wheel. Sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides. And a dark wind blows.
It's perfect.
Just a cry out loud. Even the moon's half holding out.
car's on fire, and there's no driver at the wheel. And the sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides. And a dark wind blows.
But that didn't stop survivor's guilt. Went home trying to convince myself of the stripes I earned. Brad behind me. Anyways. Yo, you're not going to trick me. I could literally see behind me on the camera. All right? Anyways, I thought that song was okay. Another song that I feel like is aesthetically pleasing, but I'm actually more comfortable with this, knowing that it going outside of its comfort zone kind of resulted in one of my least favorite songs of this project. So overall, I'm just sort of, I enjoy it, but I also feel like it's just playing it so safe that it's kind of impossible not to, which is okay. Next song, Bullet Holes.
Withered and blown,
Okay, this one's a little different.
like we all do.
Got a bit more gusto.
Soon enough, cover me up with your love. Scratches from the branches, took our chances. Sure enough, I am bramble, but I am tangled in your love. All patched up, hit it wrong.
So this stuff is so much more raw. I mean, so this album is actually quite praised overall. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, so overall, the reception of this is extremely positive, and I can understand why. It's very safe, it's very soft, it's very calming, and I can imagine this sort of filling a role in a lot of ways. But I do see that it is like, according to people, it's like, you know, not. Oh wait, I recognize this. Yo, wait, hold on. Someone I know gave this album 100. Hold on. Nope, I thought so. Wait, someone sent me in something from this recently, though. Someone did send me in something from that recently. I honestly wasn't crazy about it, though. Even that, I wasn't super crazy about it. Regardless, this one I feel like is a little bit more daring with the subject. Wither and Bloom, like we all do soon enough. Cover me up with your love, scratches from the branches. We took our chances. Sure enough, I'm the brambles. It's all very dark and grim poetry that I think actually kind of works with the album cover, but also at the same time, it's just very A-B simple ideas coming together over pretty simple instrumentals. It's all right, but I don't feel like it's, again, popping out and striking me.
All patched up, hit it home. Silver
With me and you will see.
precious stone,
Unexcitable boy.
so I'm told. Ah, we're clutching. There ain't nothing we can hold. All ours, all patched up and hit it home. All ours, all patched up and hit it home.
Okay, all right. Hey, busting it down. I got the town. I got Mac and pulling it down. I got a paper shit pulling it down. I was but a rolling rain. Oops, what butter it down.
Drifting, passing through, till we all fall, we all do. In the meantime, come and cover me up, all patched up and hit it home. Cover me up, all
I like this one a little bit better. I feel like it hits a little bit harder, but it still at the same time feels like a fart in the wind in comparison to what it could be. It's all right. It's another strong shrug. Do more Zevon. Zevon? Is that how you say it? I'm trying to download Werewolves of London. I'm going to make a soundbite out of the ah-ooh. We need more ah-ooh, you know? We don't have enough ah-ooh. So, making more ah-ooh. So far we are almost halfway through this album, and I got to say, I'm sort of waiting for the magic to hit me, because I feel like there's lots of potential here, but all of it is just kind of played so safe. At the same time, though, I get it, you know, and it seemed to work in their favor, so I'm happy for them. Have I heard of the band Blood on the Dance Floor? Have I heard of Blood on the Dance Floor? Not sure.
Did you ever find the garden where the doves go to bathe? Did you open up your heart there? Or were you quiet and afraid? Did you light up every lantern?
Come on, man. Like, come on. These lyrics are so tacky. I feel like I'm listening to a Joji song with how on the nose and uninteresting these lyrics are.
Your flame whipping against the wind. Did you fall back to the alleys with all your secrets to defend? Between the cities and the temple, between the jury and the judge, gavel pounds down like thunder.
I lost my way again through the storm, through the wind.
Where we kids out in the desert, the birds running across the sun.
Birds running across the sun.
Did I stumble through your darkness? Or was I just another one?
Just another one, huh? I mean, I get it, but it's like, yeah, it's unfulfilling. See, that's the thing, though. When I get an album like this, I'm going to give you exactly how I feel about it, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to feel bad. You know, I'm not clicking with this. The writing to me just comes off as so dull and derivative, and I haven't really felt like it's reached its full potential. And I'm starting to feel like the instrumentals are becoming dime a dozen and very samey. Like, this whole thing has a very bleak sound palette, a very one note and very linear style going on for it. You say that it's like a lot of variety in the songs. I haven't really seen a ton of, I'd say, it's not necessarily that I'm looking for like, you know, everything needs to be super different, but the variations between tracks are so subtle that it's like the things that stay the same are still there with the writing sounding kind of convoluted and uninteresting. I feel like I've sort of fallen out of it, and I'm hoping that it grabs me, because again, I'm keeping my hopes up, but at this point I feel like it's sort of shown me all that I can expect of it. I want it to prove me wrong, though. Just Another One is a shrug. Haunted Mound. I would say there's more variety in relation to a lot of his music, not so much in between the songs of the album. That's fair. That's fair. I haven't actually listened to the rest of his stuff, so I wouldn't be able to tell. But hopefully, again, you're satisfied with this, because I'm having fun. Like, I feel like it's very engaging to try to figure out, like, first of all, what I like and what I don't like about this. Because I actually kind of like listening to albums where I'm not sure where I stand on them. So if you're worrying, like, oh, I should have sent him something that he would have enjoyed more, don't. Because I actually find it quite fun to try to dissect stuff that I'm very on the fence with. Yo, Ethan, thank you for joining the Brad Army. If someone pays you for a whole album, will you make a vid? Nope, that is not guaranteed. That is not part of the deal. I think I even say it in the description. The reason being that paying for an entire album is just simply standard price. It's basically the same as paying for 12 songs in a row. I just treated it a little bit differently. But, like, the reason there's no, like, added benefit, really, besides I will usually review the album or maybe sometimes revisit it to see on my own time, but it's all just sort of... If I make a video out of it, then I make a video, but it's most of the time no video out of it. Though sometimes it will get saved. Or actually, most of the time it gets saved, and then sometimes I'll re-upload it on a different channel. Next song, Caves. Hoo-ha! Everyone, hoo-ha! For Ethan. Damn it, I'm disappointed by the Brad Army. Not enough soldiers. God damn it, soldiers, stand up. Salute. Like a fellow brethren.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
But now's not the time to rebel. No one's gonna... Damn it. Not supposed to rebel. Oh yeah, the Discord link's probably broken. Oh. I'm ready for war. Alright, Caves.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
You need a truck that's built tough like you.
You go ahead. There's something I forgot. Walk slow and I'll catch up.
Video on In Rainbows? I have a video on In
Let's
Rainbows.
hear the
You should look it up.
do their
It's a good video.
talking.
Thank you for the 2, by the way.
And I used to love caves.
Driving, you shouldn't be texting? No, you shouldn't.
Stumble out into that pink sky. Remember that bright hollow moon? Showed our insides on our outsides. This town closes down the same time every day. Put out the smoke in your mind. Let's put all these words
Just make a
away.
command for people who want to become members.
Let's put all these words away. Now I think I like birds.
Birds, huh?
See 'em fly from St. Paul.
He likes
And I'm
birds.
running when the night aches.
Siamese Dream? Oh yeah, I should listen to that.
Hear every time she calls. Did I hear something break?
Still, the lyrics weren't so dull, because this one's a little bit more creative in terms of the sound.
Was that your heart of my heart? Like when the earth shakes, then the silence that follows.
those. If I was a rapper, what would my stage name be? I already have 2 stage names. Big Baller B and B Dizzle. This one's very filled out, but it's not really doing much. Boring but great. Bro, what vocal capability. This was the most one-note vocal performance that I've ever heard. Austin Cartwright, welcome to the Brad Army. Hoo-ha! Can you see? Thank you for joining. Yeah, I thought the vocals were actually the most one-note and uninteresting part of that entire song. Thought the instrumental was super filled out, but did really nothing for me. It's a light shrug. I got you to start paying attention to the album again. That's good. Yeah, that is very important. Werewolves of London. I just joined. I wanted to say something. This is my first stream. Hey, welcome to the stream, Shane. Everyone welcome Shane. Next on Chemicals. I was just staring at myself in the stream preview, just staring. I was like, oh, this next song is a...
Coffee burns, stomach churns, chemicals and caffeine.
Think of laws.
Saw her bathing in the creek. Yeah, you're jealous for the water.
Hey, thank you for the support, Shane. Much love.
Yeah, you're jealous for the water.
What was everyone's first introduction to Brad?
It's alright, I call you that.
Well, mine was my birth.
I've been running so
beat
long,
that.
It ain't all that. They say it's the take and give. Oh, but emptiness knows just where I live. Yeah, and emptiness knows me. Was it just chemical?
Okay, I like the writing a little bit better in this one.
In my head.
Yeah, I like this one a little bit better. Not like completely winning me over, but it's sweet.
Tell me when all these pages flying round in the yard. How my hands can't seem to find your hands.
Yeah, you mean this? Is that so?
So tell me how the hell did we get all the way up here? How gravity's gone. Gravity's gone.
Chemicals being one of the softer tracks, I feel like actually kind of comes through with some very serious subject matter that I think is easily relatable about chemicals and whatnot. I feel like it's kind of nerdy. and pretty relatable as someone with ADHD. It feels like it's one of those that I feel like he's just naturally clicking. I still am not in love with the slow pacing of the song. It's a strong shrug, though.
How gravity's gone.
Yeah, the Kid Rock album. Yeah, I've been loving making content. I'm very happy what I'm doing. Next song, Dark, Dark, Dark. Like a dog. Oh.
Maria's on the hill, she was outside of her eyes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've done the math, and it appears that I have to close the queue if I want to be able to get to everything. So the queue is closed. Usually what happens is now the queue is closed after that. What usually happens is I usually overestimate, and I usually underestimate. But I want to stop in 3.5 hours, and we have 2 hours of music, which gives me enough time to get through it. So with that being said, we're closing the queue, and we're just going to keep going, and we're going to finish everything. So, yeah.
$5 wine has a blanket inside.
Strong shrug better than or worse than light shrug? Better. Light shrug means it's closer to a red headphones. It would be like shrug minus versus shrug plus.
Lay up the pages on a traveling bed. Watch the blood of Christ mountains, or they all turn red. Howl at the half moon radio queen. She's all smoke, she's all nicotine. Songs in my pocket just crumble apart.
I need the vibes. I mean, I've been doing it for 4.5 hours. It's another 3.5. I've trained myself for this. Plus, we're having fun.
Maria's got wings, she's got legs for the sea. Captain's cold and I know for me. Wake up, Marie, for the season turns. Set your dash for the coast, watch the sangries burn. And howl at the half moon radio queen. She's all smoke, she's all nicotine. The songs in my pocket just crumble apart. Won't you sing me something for the dark, dark, dark?
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Aha. Yeah.
DJ Khaled, we don't
Won't you
care!
sing me something for the dark, dark, dark? Won't you sing me something for the dark, dark, dark? Won't you sing me something for the dark, dark, dark? Won't you sing me something for the dark? Won't you sing me something for the dark, dark, dark?
This song that I feel like is just not really striking a chord, though I still like some things about this. It actually seems very samey to the rest of this album for me. Still very, like, I guess maybe the song being dark, 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 I expected maybe the sound palette to change a little bit, but it seems like everything's just sort of one note, which, I mean, fair. It's one of those things where, again, I feel like it's set a mood, but I guess I just sort of wish for maybe a little bit more. Hey, it's an okay song. It's a shrug. I'm really hoping that I don't just tap out of this one, because we have 3 songs left, and up to this point, I feel like I was vibing in the very beginning, and I was vibing up to this point, but I just expected more. Like, I really did, and I still expect more. It's one of those things that I feel like playing it this safe just sort of results in flowing along with the tide and not really causing any change, which, to be fair, is like, look, I don't expect change, but I definitely appreciate when it's done. Too far away. But I'm free.
Hey, how have you been since you let in the clouds through?
What am I gonna do? Top 50? Probably tomorrow. Expect it tomorrow at like 10 a.m. Central.
The last time we spoke, you were glued to that telescope. I heard you say it was too far away. Was it too far away? Me, I've been fine. I work most of the time
This one's kind of sweet.
digging
Really
the
slow.
secrets deep.
Sorry.
A few days ago, they called for that big snow. Man, I thought that I would never get home. Did you ever get home? Carry on the rainbow. Mom's a sure as an angel.
Even this one, which I feel like is more emotionally impactful and actually striking me a little bit more, I feel like is so unbelievably slow that I'm tapping out just from the fact that there is nothing in this ambience. There's nothing all that interesting going on in just very pillowy, shot out chords that are just bum, 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 bum. Someone with severe ADHD, there's nothing to cling on to. It's just very predictable and samey. I mean, even now you can see my body shaking. That's the whole desk shaking for me tapping my leg repeatedly, which is something I do non-stop throughout the day.
Before I go, I'll leave you with this poem about the girl that I used to moan and arrange in the rain.
I bet this guy's good live. I bet he's the sweetest man in the world. But it's very hard to keep my attention. It's very hard to keep my attention and play it safe. This song is a good example of that. Powerful emotionally, but way too drawn out. It's a shrug. I mean, it's a 3-minute song that feels like 5 minutes. Straight up. Next song, where'd you go? Where you gonna go? Thumb's draining you in a bad way, and I'm guessing a good way is listening to Nav.
Where you gonna go? Like that, with the holes in you, with the holes in you. Where you
I'm crying, but it's because I'm yawning so hard. Drains me in a good way. So I've been listening to a lot of Tim Hecker. So I love Tim Hecker. I think his music's amazing. Like I literally just some of the most engaging ambient music I've ever heard that feels like it tells a story between each album, like so emotionally tied and brilliant with every song. Now, this is all instrumental. It has to remain engaging to keep your attention the entire time. I picked Radio Amor, but you could literally pick like any of his albums. At least like the select 4 that I listen to on repeat. Yeah, I fell asleep to this album on repeat. Bro, you won't even know the kind of dreams I had. I woke up and I gave this a 98 out of 100. And I've been listening to it just nonstop ever since. Like, it is, I believe it's that good. I believe it's that good of an album. When I first listened to it, I gave it like an 8. I didn't think much of it. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I didn't think much of it. But like returning to it, this project's, I'm not going to swear, I'm just going to say absolutely amazing. Without a doubt, worth your time and attention. But I will just say, even that immediate part there's so much instrumentally going on that grabs your attention, from like weird off-key, repeating chords to all of a sudden a chord change that sounds very odd and awkward and like it doesn't really fit, but yet at the same time, the whole song is transforming. Like, there's so much that happens in just a small little time. And what I just played for you was a minute of material. That was a minute long. And there was so much that happened in what seems to be on the surface so little. Anyways. Has radio on the name, so it must be good? Yeah, like car radio. Or Radiohead. Well, I drop a tractor, and now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. With a hose, with a hose in you, chop the gun, run, run, run. Killed the video czar.
The car's on fire, and there's no driver at the wheel. And the sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides. And a dark wind blows. Like that, with a hole. The government is was corrupt. And were also made drums with the radio on when the curtain was drawn. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine. And the machine is bleeding to death.
Oh my god! It's perfect! That's... Wait, that was amazing! Dude, that's what I mean. It's like, I like sound bites to where I can think about, like, just perfect times to use them. But that's what I mean, though, is this sounds like background music to something else happening. Hold on.
He was looking for the place called Lee Ho. Ahoo! 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 Ahoo!
I feel like I keep coming back to Everywhere at the End of Time for a very similar reason. There's so much to listen to and latch onto with repeat listens. I don't know how the fuck you do that. I'm someone who listens to some of the darkest shit to fall asleep to. I wouldn't dare to touch that with a 10-foot pole. You are braver than I am, sir. God damn. No wonder you're a member of the Brad Army. Holy shit. All right. So we got ah-ooh. Ah-ooh. So I actually have another soundbite that I'm throwing in before I continue. So yeah, this one I'm not gonna add the Werewolves of London. I'm just literally doing
Ahoo! Ahoo!
I think is good. That's good. And then the second soundbite, you guys are gonna love this one. Trust me. It's actually I'm gonna split this into two.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate.
Perfect.
I ponder of something great.
Wonderful. All right, that's part one of this, and then part two is this. That's not what I'm looking for.
Something great.
No, there's two. I thought it was going to cut that out. Never mind. It's not going to work. All right, but we'll just do the first one. That's fine. Thought I was going to do the... Now I just in silent screaming, but without the whoas. What happened to the 20 other pilots? There's 2 members of the band. Anyways. Let's continue. That song was very pretty aesthetically, but did nothing for me outside of it. It's another shrug. Another song I think is okay, but I feel like even just playing that extra clip on top of it proved my point, or at least made a point of where it's like, it sounds like music where something else is supposed to happen over it. Next song, Wings in All Black.
She turns to water.
Wait, let me try this.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my
She
time
turns
today.
to water. She goes slipping through the cracks. And all that you gave her, you never went back. You circled the sun.
Had to become a member?
Wore your wings and all black.
I want to just create a
I've
command.
been down,
Would someone be willing to explain it?
but now I'm back.
My ADHD hyperfixation with Swan's soundtracks was blind, so I get it.
Those bright crooked stars, man, they're howling out. Thought you read them all right, had them all figured out. Learned every constellation just to find where you're at. Yeah, I've been gone, 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 gone.
The car's on fire, and there's no driver at the wheel. And the sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides.
I'm sorry. You don't get how fucking happy I am that that's a button. See, that's the thing I love about being a streamer, is like being able to make that into a button. That's the nerdiest shit ever, and it's so good. Oh, and there's so many things that I could use that for, and I love that soundbite, and I love the album. God, I'm so happy. You have no idea. Thank you, Joshua.
I ponder something great.
Maybe the album's better on repeat listens. This is one that I actually could just see myself throwing on in the background and giving a second take on. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to probably listen to this again, and when I do, I'll let you know if anything
Just the
changes.
glimmer of the blade. Man had sang like an old serenade. Fill it up, fill it up.
To be honest, being a streamer is like the best job. You can choose your own working hours, and you can earn more money than people with regular jobs.
Down, 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 down.
Yes and no. Yes, because you're right about all those things, and no, because when it becomes painful and sometimes boring, there's no reason to ever stop doing it or give up, because there's only down from here. Which is always a terrible feeling. It's turned me lazy.
But now I'm here.
I actually think this is a pretty outro, but it doesn't really hit me all that much. It's a light smiley ball. I think it's a little bit of an improvement, though. Overall, Gregory Alan Isakov came out with an album that is satisfying to a degree. It's something that could have been a lot more. It's something that had a lot more potential, and honestly just played it super safe. Pretty ambience. Not that greatest songwriting in the world, but it sets a certain mood, and if you're in the mood to listen to this kind of thing, then I feel like it's going to be the perfect thing for you. Now, I'm not in that mood, and I don't know if that mood even exists for me, and I'm not sure if my issues with this album come down to situational issues, because I feel like I was struggling to really pay attention to a lot of the stuff going on in this album. So instead, I was sort of focused on the very bare basics. I didn't really care for the singing. I thought it was very monotonous, and I didn't think that the instrumentals offered much more outside of the surface. So I feel like I gave it more of a surface listen than I wanted to, but that was the listen. It was, I would focus on something, the lyrics would repel me away from them, and I would be like, okay, let me see how the vibe is for this project. And honestly, the vibe is just as mediocre as the lyrics. Now, again, I'd be curious to see if this grows, but as of right now, it's a 5 out of 10. Probably a strong 5 for me. I think that this album just sort of exists, and it's going to probably remain under my radar, but yeah, I didn't get a much more fulfilling listen than just saying that this was alright background music. That being said, I still really appreciate this. I mean, holy shit, Sidonia. Thank you for sending this in. God damn, I can't thank you enough. I mean, again, I would have never discovered this artist without it, so, adding to the catalog. Yeah, so even though I don't love it, I'm still extremely appreciative, so thank you. And to YouTube, if you are watching, thank you everyone for watching. If I have updated thoughts, I'll let you know, and I'll see you later. Peace out. You can easily get fired by your fans, and most intern creators last a month or a decade, or at least. Yeah, that's the thing about being a streamer, and why even though I make good money, I don't feel like what I'm doing is beyond a regular job, is because it's a opportunity on a timer. Always, you're always walking a tightrope, and it's a lot of pressure, but the payout's insane. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you know how to play the game, if you know how to keep people's attention, you know how to benefit off of your platform, then you're going to do well, as long as that persists. I've managed to survive on this platform now for about 5 years, which is more than I ever could have expected, but especially since I was at points where I thought it was over, but now I'm more popular today than I ever would ever could have dreamed of, where I put out a video and people click on it, I had moments where I would just come out with something where I was I was happy about it, but then it wouldn't even reach 1,000 views. And I was broken, and I wouldn't upload for a long time. And now I feel confident, not just that things are going to do well, but that I have the ability to move things in the right direction. So everything has been very positive for me, but is also that strong sense of drive and power.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Wow. Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Ow.
Any backup plans? Nope. No backup plan. When shit hits the fan, I'm going to figure it out. Just like I did with this backup plan right here with YouTube. One day at a time. Right now, I'm putting all my focus on this because I don't want my backup plan to become my main plan. I want to enjoy this as much as I can. So, yeah. Being a great entertainer and also doing the social media and growth thing is a skill for sure. Yep. Oh, yeah, and the more I do it, the better I become at it. For me, a lot of things that I do, I just, Tina has to remind me that, what I'm doing, she wouldn't be able to do. Because I feel like it's become so easy for me now. It's I sit down, I know what to do with editing. I do it super fast because I just know exactly what I need to do to make something good every time. And she's like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even know where to start. And it dawns on me. I'm like, oh, holy shit. It actually is skill building. Just like you would with playing basketball and shooting hoops or whatever. It's I've become a better entertainer. I feel like my singing voice has gotten better just from continuously using my voice and practicing and trying to use that as a skill as well. Everything, my freestyling ability, my rhythm with the buttons, everything about these is just I'm constantly trying to do stuff to keep myself sharp. So, yeah. Notice how much you've learned and grown over the years I've been watching you. It's amazing to watch you grow and get better. Thank you. And finally sing All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. I'd prefer not to do that. But yeah, that's the other thing though. It's I've also learned to keep a good head on my shoulders and not cuz you can let the negative get to you, but you can also let the positive get to you, and you could let it get to your head, and it'll kind of I guess sway things, and you don't want to lose track. So a lot of the time I'll get a lot of very positive feedback, and I have to sort of be okay, this is cool. This is really nice. It means you're doing something right. But don't get lost in it, stay focused, keep right. That's kind of the whole thing is my work ethic is keep pushing forward no matter what, because and it's not easy because I will have when I went on vacation, I lost my channel or whatever. I mean, I couldn't push forward. But every few hours or so, I was checking my email. I was constantly trying to figure things out. But that vacation was the first time in a while where I actually stopped. Where I stopped working and I did something else. And it was weird because it was what the hell? Yo, there's actually something to do outside of work. And let me tell you right now, once I realized that, I was motherfucker, get me the lobster with the crab. And I want a flight and I want 10 steaks. My new video hit one. Yeah, new video is doing insane. But yeah, that's what it felt like. It was I was actually able to take care of myself and do something for myself. Not even joking when I say this, most music critics lack a proper sense of humor and the ability to keep me feel engaged. Yeah, well, it's become a survival tactic for me. I mean, I've always liked being an entertainer. I've always felt like I've had that, but it's that feeling that if I don't stand out and I don't figure shit out, then stuff isn't going to work out for me. Is help me like develop a stronger sense of humor. Like I like being funny. I have a good time with it and I like joking around, but I wouldn't be doing this shit as much if I didn't feel like it was such a huge part of who I am. Not just like doing it for branding reasons, but like for me personally, I feel good knowing that I'm like trying harder to be funny, that I'm thinking about jokes, that I'm like, you know, it's constantly like, again, it's about staying engaged. And that's why I'm so critical about like a lot of stuff that I, you know, take in with music or whatnot. Cause I feel like I am trying to just stay sharp with everything. Cause last thing I'll mention, thank you, me and Mia, for joining the Brad Army. Hoo-ha! 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 Anyways, I don't think reactors will ever get out of the trend. For example, reactors like Shaq don't even try to get 1 million views for for a decade. Well, imagine we'll actually try like Brad. I haven't had a video hit 1 million views, but you know, the more I've done this, the less I've cared about that. I actually judge the success of videos based on the least successful video in a month, which seems like a pretty negative way of looking at things. But to me, what that represents is like, when shit hits the fan, how are things? And right now, they're extremely consistent. Last video I put out was like a flop, which still had over 20,000 views, which to me is huge. Like, that to me means that, like, that video got 20,000 people to watch it, even though either I wasn't crazy about it or people didn't, you know, want to listen to my thoughts on the album. I would know this going into the editing, and I'd be like, okay, it's a Don Toliver album, right? How many people in my fan base are going to care about this? I got to edit this in a way that's still mentally engaging, and there's a lot of thought that goes into it. Usually just in like the preparation. It's quick when I'm editing. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to get to the point, but I forgot the point. Funny, cool, thank you. Once you get a video that hits 1 million, it doesn't feel that special anymore. Yeah, I bet. Developing skills. I was saying something. I forgot what it was. Enjoy my insight. I don't have many friends that are into music, and I'm happy you found the show. Thank you. Shaq doing his thing. Views are pretty much irrelevant if you have income and enjoy making it. I like views, bro. Views are not irrelevant to me. Views to me, unfortunately, are so tied to my ego, and that's probably like one of my biggest weaknesses. Is I take it as a personal, like a serious loss if views are down. Like, it's like so much so that it'll shut me down to where I just want to go cope and do something else. But at the same time, it's like that same mindset that's caused me to make some of my best content and to do it quickly. And I feel like it's overall, it's so easy to be like, oh, it's such a negative mindset, such a bad way to think of things. And yeah, it has negatives, but it also has positives. It's a more volatile way to handle things, but I'm having fun. It feels like life is literally a video game, and I have a great time with it. I personally enjoy that you have good reasons when you critique things and don't let yourself. Oh yeah, I was saying something. I'm not gonna remember. Don't worry, Brad. Chat will be your therapist. You pay $0, and you'll be getting your money's worth. I do not trust you motherfuckers with therapy. God damn, hell no. What I'm telling you right now is what I'm okay with public knowledge, which is pretty much my entire life, though. But still, you know, I don't. That's why it's like I limit what I take in, especially with like parasocial stuff, you know? Also, Brad, can you do a top 100 chart? Yeah, I'm probably going to continue doing it. And like, the problem with those videos, though, is like there's a lot of behind the scenes work that's just really annoying, including having to listen to all those songs again, which is like 100 songs. It takes forever. I need your love, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to move on. I don't actually know what I'm trying to say anymore, so good time to keep moving.